It is election day here in St. Joseph and across the Show Me State. Thank you for joining us for our special live stream coverage here at noon. I'm Chris Roush. Voters here in St. Joseph have a number of items to decide on today's ballot, but one of those closely being watched for several months now, the future of the St. Joseph School District Board of Education. But before we get into that, we take a look at what things were like this morning. At the early part of the day, voters getting out early, and KQ2's Noel Hardin caught up with some voters and poll workers bright and early this morning.
Where a steady stream of people have been coming in to vote on some of the issues St. Joseph is facing, such as the $20 million school board district bond issue, several propositions made by the city, and the library tax levy. Now, while the weather may have some effects on the amount of participation we got going on today, there still have been plenty of people come in to vote and have their voices be heard on some of the issues facing St. Joseph today. The ballots presented have multiple issues St. Joseph is facing, which has created a rift between the opposing sides. From the school board to taxes, voters have some serious issues to consider on this year's ballots.
I would encourage our voters to actually do a little bit of research before you come in, because there's a lot of reading involved on the ballot if you live in the city of St. Joe. Now, if you live outside of the city of St. Joe, then basically you might be voting for the Rolling Hills library proposal, or you'll be voting for the school board.
Some voters feel as though St. Joseph needs to allocate more time and funding towards the education system.
I think the economy of the town is dictating a lot of people's attitudes, and I just feel like that we need to focus on what's more important, and that's education of our young for our future.
The Buchanan County Clerk stated voter turnout may be in the lower percentile this year, but poll workers remain optimistic.
Unless the rain holds people away, I truly think that we'll have a good turnout, and definitely not less than 15%. We are lucky. We are in a precinct that the turnout is usually above what a lot of the other precincts are.
Polls will be open today until 7 p.m. Reporting in St. Joseph, Noel Hardin, KQ2 News.
All right, thank you, Noel. Voters have been coming out to cast their vote and sharing their opinions this morning, all morning long. We first take you to the south side of town, where KQ2 caught up with a few people at Evolution Methodist Church. Poll workers telling us they were busy when polls opened at 6 a.m., but slowed down as the workday began. They are expecting bigger crowds during the lunchtime hour right now, when people get out of work at 5 o'clock tonight. We spoke to two voters while we were there about their feelings toward the school bond issue on the ballot.
Issue to me are to make sure that the school is properly funded and the teachers get adequate pay for what they give them. You know, that's basically what my was concerned was make sure that we levy enough taxes on the individuals here that provide a safe working environment for the children and the instructors.
I was for it because hopefully they do what they say they're going to do. Like, I'm a sports guy, and the field turf is a big issue for me, and we're just been behind on everything. Like when you go to the other schools, just the facilities we're like, that's not even close. Hopefully we can build up our facilities. That'll maybe attract some new people, new teachers, new everything.
Now, the bond issue will cover $20 million in ways to improve security, fine arts, academics, and athletic facilities as well. It was a different story, though, down the street at Keys Christian Fellowship Church. Poll workers telling us they've been seeing a steady crowd all morning. One voter did speak to us about his opposition against the school bond.
I think it was the candidates for the school board. St. Joe's an old town, and we need some new blood in it. I think it's time to see some changes in the city. So hopefully everybody get out and vote, do their thing, and get what we need to get done.
How did you feel about the school bond?
Well, I'm not a believer in turf fields. If you want to put turf fields, go to the big cities.
Polls will be open until 7 o'clock tonight. And speaking of the polls, several still lining up to make their voices heard, especially during the noon hour. KQ2's morning anchor, Courtney Rowe, joining us live from one of those polling locations. Courtney, we already have the first 11 a.m. check-in, but how has voter turnout so far?
Well, Chris, let me just start out by saying thank goodness that the weather has cleared up. I know Vanessa's going to have some weather hits for all of those people heading out to the polls, but right now, at least on the south side, things are looking a little clear. I'm at the Wesley United Methodist Church where voters have been trickling in and out. It's a little empty, but that's kind of how it's been all day. One person in, one person out. It's been pretty much like that according to the poll workers, and I'm sure we're kind of seeing that everywhere. And yes, just a little bit ago, Buchanan County Clerk Mary Bach-Garvey sent out those totals. So let's take a look. I have them right in front of me. At least here in Buchanan County, there's about 51, a little close to 52,000 registered total voters in Buchanan County. And as of 11 a.m., Mary Bach's 11 a.m. update, only about 2,600 have showed out. So there is some room for improvement here at Wesley. There's about 2,300 registered voters and only about 124 people had made it out. But, we're about to hit that lunch rush. That's what the poll workers are telling me. So usually around 12:15 is when we start seeing those workers come in their lunch breaks. So hopefully things will be looking up. There is still time to get out to the polls. Of course, they don't close till 7 p.m. So don't worry if you haven't made it out there. Just be in line by 7 p.m. You'll still get to vote. Of course, don't forget that photo ID. That is a really important thing we've been seeing today. Make sure you have a government-issued photo ID along with that voter ID. That can be your military ID, your passport, your driver's license, or Missouri registered photo ID. But it has to be a photo ID. We got to verify that verification. So be sure, of course, stay tuned on all the election coverage. We're going to be talking about those key ballot issues. So, of course, stay tuned. Reporting from Wesley United, Courtney Rowe, KQ2 News.
All right, thank you, Courtney. The latest information from the Buchanan County Clerk's office reporting about that 5% voter turnout. Mary Bach-Garvey said a couple weeks ago they're expecting about 12% for the day. We'll see at our next update around 3 o'clock and then after the polls close tonight after 7 o'clock. Big issue for St. Joseph voters today, the St. Joseph School District Board of Education. 9 candidates vying for 3 seats on the board. Now, the candidates include incumbents and current president and vice president Latanya Williams and Kenny Reeder, Sean Connors, Jake McMillan, Mike Moore, Warren Ingram, Tammy Pastley, Rhonda Chesney, and Kim Dragoo, all running also for a seat on the board. Over the past couple of weeks, we have heard from each candidate and what they want to contribute to the St. Joseph School District.
Well, I'm running for school board for 3 reasons. One, as a father, I have 4 children in the district. So I'm really invested, and I understand the importance of a quality education. I see the important role that the school district plays in my kids, both intellectually and socially. I want to make sure every kid in our city has an equal opportunity when it comes to education.
I just think there's some changes that need to be made as far as the overall school board. Get some different input from a different perspective. That's why I'm running, really. I want to see if there's anything I can do to make it better.
I just look at it like there's a lot that's in the middle of getting accomplished and my work is not done. It is a lot of hard work. It is a lot of controversial work. It's been 20 years in the making.
I really want to come at the school board position from the angle of positivity in children, and I want to make decisions that impact the children in our community and to bring my school experience to the table.
My heart hurts for our kids in this town because I think our students need to know that people care about them. They care about their education. They need to know that the community cares. They need to know that the Board of Education cares. They need to know that the teachers and the staff and the administration care. And I just feel like they don't think that we care because they keep hearing this conversation over and over again.
I think I'm pretty level-headed. I am a resident of St. Joseph all my life, except a short little snippet away. And came back, raised my kids, and I think I am a good representation of the school district. I just want to represent the people.
I'm coming from a different point of view. Normally the board's made up of past teachers, educators, doctorates. I'm the other side. I'm the students that are not graduating, that are not liking school. I have a different perspective on what I can bring to the board. And I think the board needs to have that. We need to have, there's 7 of them. Everybody needs to have their area that they know and they focus on. I'm not going to claim I know everything because a lot of stuff I'm going to let the people that I know what they're talking about focus on. I'll look at it and I'll do my best, and I will always do the right thing, the honest thing for everybody.
I try to be a positive leader, try to be a consensus builder, and I like to focus on the issues that are important to students and teachers and the community. I've got 30 plus years of business leadership, from budgeting all the way to building teams, and I've got a proven track record of supporting the district through Vision Forward, community facilities committee, and then most recently some good work at expansion of programs at Hilliard Tech.
If you're a taxpayer, yeah, you need to vote for me. You may not agree with me on some things, but ultimately, it's your school district, you're funding it, you're paying the bills, and that's the first thing out of the box for me. And that is, hopefully we can earn the trust of the taxpayer back and the voter. I don't think we're there yet. We're having a lot of missteps and things, but and then I know, because of our high poverty rate, the biggest bang for our buck is early childhood.
You can check out all of our candidate profiles on our website, kq2.com. Turning back to what else is on the ballot as well, in addition to those candidates for the school district, voters in St. Joseph also have a $20 million no tax rate increase bond question being introduced. A campaign launched for the no tax increase bond, which is chaired by Nestle Purina Manager of Veterinary Services Melanie Barnes and CEO of Lifeline Foods Kevin Kelly. According to a release from the campaign, the Missouri state structure for public school funding only allows for certain items to be paid for from a certain accounts or funds. So the $20 million no tax increase bond funds would be funneled through a capital account, which can only be used to construct or improve facilities.
I think this is a great opportunity for the community to step up and provide that investment to our school districts. A lot of people want to know why our school districts aren't doing as well, or maybe aren't competing with our local surrounding areas. And part of that, it comes with and starts with investments and funding into our school districts.
Now we're going to send it over to our KQ2 meteorologist, Vanessa Alonso, for a quick look at what voters can expect the rest of the day. Vanessa, really interesting morning with rain and some snow out there too.
Oh yeah, we've seen a little bit of everything this morning, Chris. It's been a gloomy start to our Election Day Tuesday, and now we are starting to see all that precipitation move out of the area, but it's still going to be cloudy, it's still going to be breezy, and it's still going to be on the cool side. Here is a shot of our Reed Automotive camera overlooking Frederick Avenue and East Hills Mall in St. Joseph. You can see our flag there being whipped up by those winds. Roads are still wet out there, and it's going to stay that way throughout most of the day. So as you head out to the polls or head home from work and school, just take it easy out there. Our satellite and radar has been watching a little bit of that rain-snow mix indicated by those blue to green colors you are seeing on the satellite and radar. I haven't received any reports of any snow on the ground. It's mostly been just rain since we've been above freezing with temperatures in the 40s all morning long. This is all courtesy of that storm system that pushed through here yesterday. That brought severe weather to our region. Now all of that is pushing off into the Tennessee and Ohio Valley regions. Our hour-by-hour forecast is continuing to show that precipitation to continue to move off to the east as we head into the afternoon. As you head home from work and school and maybe heading out to the polls before they close at 7, we will start seeing skies clear up, maybe a few stray showers here and there heading into tonight, but those winds will continue to whip up, gusting up to 35 miles per hour as we head into the afternoon, gusting up to 25-30 miles per hour later on this evening. So for the rest of the evening, temperatures will be in the 40s into the lower 50s by late afternoon into the evening hours. So as you head out to the polls and for the afternoon, 52 for the high today. And then as we look into the next 7 days, Chris, sunshine still below average. And then looking ahead to the solar eclipse next week, 68, mostly sunny on Monday for the solar eclipse.
All right, thank you, Vanessa. Moving away from the school district issues, also on the ballot on 7 propositions from the city of St. Joseph. Leading up to today, there has been a lot of vocal support and opposition to some of these issues. KQ's Rusty Summers with the story.
Founder of the Stop Tax Increase Committee, Kenneth Reeder, is saying to vote no on the proposed city charter changes.
We're against them because they cause great concern for everybody in St. Joseph. These are city charter changes. City charter changes are important changes, especially stagger the terms then that weakens the council. In the last 20 years, I've been involved in all the elections in the last 20 years. That's 5 election cycles. On 3 of those occasions, we turned over 7 or 8 of the people 3 times completely. You can't cure cancer by taking part of it out.
City Manager Brian Carter explains staggered terms.
This is a pretty significant policy decision. For a city of our size, it's somewhat unusual to have unstaggered terms that run consecutively. Most communities have the staggered terms. Some of the theories behind it, staggered terms offer the ability to have some continuity across council groups versus the unstaggered terms that run consecutively. Don't offer as much continuity, but they do offer the opportunity to turn over a city council rather rapidly.
In addition to Proposition 1, the City of St. Joseph has 6 other propositions on the April 2nd ballot.
We're advocating to vote no. Pay attention, please. Vote no on the first 5. The last 2, 6 and 7, aren't really relevant. They're just thrown in there to confuse the voters. All these charter changes are horrible, have long-term consequences.
Reporting in St. Joseph, Rusty Summers, KQ2 News.
Carter says if passed, the change would cost the city $20,000 to $30,000 out of the general fund per election. The cost will vary depending on what other items are on that ballot. And taking a look at the 7 propositions on the ballot today, as we just heard, Prop 1 would transition the city from a situation where all council members are elected at the same time to a staggered process in which the mayor and at-large council members are elected during one election, and 2 years later, the district council members would be elected at a separate election. With each continuing to serve 4 years, this would move the city away from having a single election every 4 years in which all council members are elected. Prop 2 will clarify that candidates may not obtain petitions or signatures on petitions for multiple offices, adjust the time frames for when nominating petitions must be filed and candidacy for office withdrawn, and it would adjust the time frame when election results must be declared. Prop 3 would require a 2/3 vote of all council members to remove the city manager. This would be for the purpose of providing consistency between the number of votes required to both hire and fire. In just over 12 hours, polls will open across, they're already open across Missouri for the general municipal election. On the ballot here in St. Joseph, the 7 props, we look at a few more here. Number 4 would amend the charter to vest authority in the city council to adopt ordinances to establish or modify departmental structure and comprehensive personnel system. Prop 5 removes the Personnel Board and Museum Oversight Board from the charter and incorporate it into the administrative code of the City of St. Joseph as part of Article 5. Prop 6 amends the charter to allow publication of notice through a wide variety of media outlets in addition to newspapers. And Prop 7 would amend the charter to align the retirement age of the city municipal judge with the associate judges in Buchanan County to require judges to retire upon completion of the term during which the judge turns 70. This would go into effect following the 2030 election. Also on the ballots in Andrew and Buchanan counties, a levy issue from the Rolling Hills Library is asking voters to consider would decrease a total levy from 31 cents to 28 cents and remove the sunset. Rolling Hills officials saying this would allow the library to gain enough operating funds to pay salaries and benefits for their staff, purchase new materials and programs, and fund the bond issue for their new building. Taking a look at other elections across Northwest Missouri, 2 seats up for grabs on the Mid-Buchanan School Board of Education. Running for the seats are Sean Pettigrew, Angie Kovalevich, and Kimberly Smith. And over in Cameron, 5 people running for school board hoping to grab one of 2 open seats. The 5 people are Jackie Peck, Dan Landy, Ryan Murphy, Ryan Lorette, and Chris Parkey. Up in Nottoway County, voters will decide if a county sales tax rate of up to 3/8% should be imposed for the purpose of providing central dispatching of fire protection, emergency ambulance service, including 911 phone services and other emergency services in Nottoway County. And in Jackson County, voters today will decide on the sales tax for the Royals and Chiefs stadiums futures. KQ2 Sam Rowe was at Kauffman Stadium over the weekend asking some Royals fans how they feel about the vote today.
We're here at Kauffman Stadium just days away from the April 2nd election. On Tuesday, Jackson County residents will vote whether or not to extend the 3/8 cent sales tax for another 40 years. With so much in question about the Royals, the Chiefs, the stadiums, we came out and asked Royals fans what they think of the future of the teams.
With the new season underway, some Royals fans have high expectations.
while others just hope for a better season than last year.
Hopefully make it to another championship. I haven't been to a game in a long time.
This year, I hope we do great and take it all.
I just hope we're more competitive. I do appreciate Mr. Sherman spending money this offseason, and we watched Seth Lugo pitch yesterday. He pitched very well to try to improve the team.
Despite the excitement for the team, some Royals fans aren't in favor of the new stadium plans.
By them not disclosing everything up front, I think they're kind of bullying people and trying to sneak and get things by, and I think that they need to be more transparent.
No, I love where Kauffman Stadium's at. I love being here and having that. This is only my second game since I moved here, and I want it to stay right where it's at.
There are still others who see the potential change as a positive for Kansas City.
I'm for it. I don't see a problem with it. The original stadium right next to the Chiefs, I think it's like always been, or make Kansas City is the two stadiums right next here. You always drive by and see the Kansas City sign, but there's nothing wrong with a change.
But I also think where they got it right near T-Mobile Center, right near Power and Light, I think it'd be an awesome place to watch a baseball. Now, I also hope that the Royals, take care of those people, that the businesses that would be displaced. I understand their feelings about it, and I hope that my hope is that the Royals take care of them.
The new stadium plans are significant for people not just in Kansas City, but also for those in our community.
I live in Northwest Missouri. I would not go to downtown because of the parking. This is open and it's easy access.
However, there is one opinion that is never controversial.
Just go Royals!
Reporting from Kauffman Stadium, Sam Rowe, KQ2 News.
Again, polls close at 7 o'clock tonight. Stay with KQ2 for up-to-date coverage throughout the day on Facebook and our website over at KQ2.com.